Hello then, folks. Welcome back to an episode of Glory Hunter. Hello then, team. Good to see you. Today is a bumper episode. That's right then. Today we have 3 games for your eyes and your ears. Hoffenheim, Leipzig and Real Madrid. And the reason for it, not often do you get to cover 3 different competitions in 3 games back to back to back. So that's what we're going to do. As you can see, and your eyes have been drawn to very quickly, we've played Real Madrid in the first leg and beat them 5-1. Now, when I played Real Madrid, I was thinking probably quite a close affair, away from home, won't be that easy. And then, viewers, we scored 4 first half goals, and I thought, oh, okay. I was tempted to start recording from that point because it was just such a moment of, how is this happening? Vlahovic, it turns out, viewers, very, very good. Vlahovic is very good. Apparently, I'm saying Vlahovic like it's Vlahovic, but I mean Vlahovic. But I do know what I mean. I'm just saying it slightly different. Recent fixtures then, a 3-1 win over Hertha Berlin, and a 2-2, very frustrating 2-2 against Bayer Leverkusen. But it must be said, viewers, our league campaign, as I think was predicted early on in the year, is pretty good. Kimmich, Zakarian and Salah doing very, very well this year. Kimmich, 10 assists so far this season. Very good. Salah with 27 goals in 25 league games. That's how many we've played. I don't know if you've played every game so far this year, but as you've probably just seen just there, he's out for a couple of weeks, so won't feature in any of these games. We're lucky to have an advantage over Real Madrid, as again, he's going to be missing for that. 6 days then, 3 games, and let's get into the first one against Hoffenheim in the quarterfinals of the German Cup, the DFB Polka. Now, the advantage of being Bayern Munich manager is that when you're missing Mo Salah, you just bring in Leroy Sané, and it seems unfair. A few other little changes here and there around the team. We're basically resting players for the upcoming games. So here we go. And it went well because we lost. We also drew. Every draw feels like a loss, viewers. When you buy a manager, it should be... I think I said at the start of the series, like I thought start of the season, I thought I'd win every league game. I thought we'd go unbeaten the whole year. Cologne put a stop to that pretty quickly. As did Freiburg. That still haunts me as well. All right then. It'd be good to win all 3 games here, viewers. I don't know if we will or not. I'm hopeful, but not expecting. Weirdly, it's the game against Real that if it starts to go sideways quite quickly, it could just collapse, and I don't want that. But thank you for watching. Welcome aboard, and let's dive in then. Let's get the cup game out of the way. Then Leipzig, who are one of the closer challenges to us in the league, and then that Bayern game to get us through to the next round. And of course, we'll do the draw in this episode as well, because my assumption is we're going to go through. Like the 4-goal advantage is pretty strong when you're Bayern, so I'm hopeful. Elsewhere, Dortmund are playing. Nuremberg. We'll see how they get on in that one. But yeah, back to turn our attention here as a little highlight as Alphonso Davies. The thing is, what you notice, especially when you play the other German sides, is how much better we are. And I'm sure that's the case for Bayern really in the league, as we had a player fouled there. Smith Rowe plays the ball forward. Vlahovic gets the goal regardless. And that was something. Like the way the ball goes through here, great refereeing, it must be said. As who is it that gets fouled? I couldn't work it out. There was someone in the middle of all of this gets tripped up. Smith Rowe plays the ball forward. It was whoever that was. Zakarian gets fouled. But yeah, 8.5 minutes in, we take a 1-0 lead against the Hoffenheim side that, again, we expect to be beaten every time. This is the tune-up, viewers, to get to the semi-finals in this competition. You see there, Dortmund have got a 1-0 lead as well. The team that, again, probably will cause us some of the most problems of anyone in this division, as the ball's flicked away. And we're quite deep set there. We took a while to get out of our defensive line. It allows Hoffenheim more time than you'd want to give them. 20 minutes gone here, as again, some nice possession from them. A very good delivery in. A header away from Meccano is really poor, actually, and the danger not over. Decent blocks coming from Alphonso Davies, but it's not done yet. The pressure they're putting on here is pretty good. Kimmich finally flicks the ball away. It'll go out for a throw-in, but yeah, nervy moments there from the boys. Well, praise them so far, just to try and go, do you know what, boys, we're playing well, 1-0. Everyone relax, this is going okay. And they've responded smilily. They've all sort of gone, we're so good. There is this, like, you do get this air of arrogance with Bayern. There is this expectation that I have to be winning every game, and if you don't, like, it's the worst thing to happen. It's like, I've not been a manager of a team with that sort of pressure on an FM series, like almost certainly not. I can't think of a time when I've managed a team where it's like, okay, you have to win every single game. I'm sure we've got towards like the end points of some saves where it feels like that, but in Glory Hunter, especially in the last one, we were never the favourite in any league, really. Like, we were fighting the odds, it felt, all the time. When you're Bayern, and again, there aren't many teams like this, right? PSG probably feels like this. I guess if you're Real Madrid or Barcelona manager, it feels similar. There's always this opportunity that, if you slip up, other people are going to take that spot. When you're Bayern, it's like you just can't afford to slip up. You have to be winning every game. As Davies races forward, oh my word, he rounds the keeper. Ball stays alive. Smith Rowe. How it's not gone out for a corner or a goal kick, I don't know. We stay 1-0 up. But yeah, it should be a couple more probably. Oh dear, there's been a red card in the Dortmund game that they're probably going to go through now. It's in their favour, I should say. As 1-0 here then, Vlahovic with the goal, and here we go. I'm pleased with the performance. I wouldn't say I'm delighted with the performance, but everyone is playing quite well. It's going to take a lot for this team now to put a stop to us. I don't think they're going to manage it. Even when we're Saloless, we're pretty good. We do need a second goal, though, and it's a corner. Kimmich plays it in as, blimey, the keeper with an unbelievable save from the header. Smith Rowe is going to carry it on, but half an hour to go. Again, it's not been as dominant as I would like. Some of our recent games in the league especially have been really good, and again, the Real Madrid game, was nonsense. We have to try and get another here to make sure this is sealed. They've got a corner. As I pause the game, they've got a corner. Some of our players, as you can see, are a little tired. I'm inclined to take a few of them off. Maybe Gnabry to come off on the left-hand side, bring him on as the inside forward, and maybe Alfonso to come on centrally as well, just to give this team a bit of energy. I think Kessie is probably the other option for us. As there's Sane, there's the breakaway, there's Vlahovic making the run, he heads it back. It's a very weird 1-2 combination. Smith Rowe not gone off quite yet, finds Vlahovic, I think, or Vlahovic is how I think I'm supposed to say it. I think he's offside though, and we'll double check it. Declan Rice on a 6.5 just before, regardless of whether this is a goal or not. We're going to get him off for Kessie. And those are the changes made. As the goal, no goal. As it's played forward then, is it clear? It's clear enough. Some of the FM offsides aren't that clear. That was pretty clear. It's still 1-0. It's not dominant. And again, we're playing Leipzig after this. I don't want us to go to extra time. I don't think there's replays in Germany. As Alphonso Davies is doing everything he can to disrupt this. Okay, we probably should have scored a couple more, and we might get bitten by this. You know what cup games are like, whether it be in England or Germany. Rudiger heads it away. We've looked in control, but again, it's such a narrow margin. Well, I mean, that was a lovely turn from Alfonso there to turn back onto his right foot. It seemed like it was very purposeful as Goretzka picks it up. It's a risky ball to Sane. If that defender was a little bit more courageous, he'd have got there. Kimmich racing forwards. Again, there's 3 games today. I would love to win the first one comfortably. Gnabry, the big chance maybe is that we just can't get through. Hoffenheim defending pretty well. Oh my word, I was going to say it. Defending pretty well. Sané hits the post. 5 minutes to go. Another highlight. Again, just probing for that second goal. Hoffenheim seem pretty tired. Our changes seem to have given us a little bit of life, it feels like, as the ball cleared. Well, it's a bit of a 2v2, very briefly, as they come away with it. Lovely turn, by the way. Blimey, that was very showbiz. As Davis goes back to Neuer, and it's probably forwards towards Vlahovic. She flicks it onto himself, but the keeper's going to deal with that quite comfortably. I thought this would be the easiest of the 3. So the fact this is only 1-0 makes me a little nervous. As Barco now, we're not marking him, we're not picking him up. And Neuer, was that comfortable for anyone else? It wasn't comfortable for me. Our Glory Hunter is negotiating these types of games. We've played quite a strong 11 because in Glory Hunter, you can't really afford to rest and hope that another part of your team will just get you through. This is the type of game, had we played very much like a second team, yes, they'd have had a point to prove, but would they have lost this game? I don't know. I feel like our quality at the moment is the only thing seeing us through. As again, pressure builds. As what are we doing there? Goodness me. Unconventional is what I would say. We're going to go, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to go to the cautious and we're going to waste time. And I can't quite believe I'm doing it, but we're not comfortable. We're going to lower the tempo. It's all a little bit helter-skelter. It's all a little bit too open for me. Time to shut it down. We probably should have done that 20 minutes ago. We win 1-0, but not convincingly at all. And the assistant recommends I say, you played very well today. I'm just going to say, well done, lads. Good win. On to the next one. Leipzig to come then. And then that game in the Champions League against Real Madrid. We get 1.25 million for that. Quarter-final. Blimey. They just hand out money for anything in Germany. All right, Leipzig to come. We'll make sure these boys are well rested and ready for the league game, which pretty much wins us the league. Bit premature. Now, weirdly, because of our advantage in the league, I feel like if there's one game out of these 3, because obviously the trophy in the cup is so important that I can rest players or rotate it around a little bit, it might be this game right now, where Zakarian wants a new contract. He's on 96 grand a week, which for this team is not that much. Now, of course, he's got 3 years on his contract. There's not really much benefit for me giving players new contracts in Glory Hunter, so we're just gonna leave that there. Oh, also, I don't know if I mentioned at any point. I don't think I did. I've got a new assistant manager. You will recognise him when you see him. If I go to staff and then all the staff, it's Zlatan. So, welcome, Zlatan. Not the best coach ever, but slightly better than Danny Graham, if I'm being honest. So with that in mind, we are going to make a few changes. We're going to make changes that are pretty obvious. Casey's going to come in for Goretzka, who we didn't give the break to. Mukiele's going to come in at right back. I might have promised Mukiele can play as a wide centre-back. Mistakes have been made there. Shaparenko could come in for this one, but Alfonso definitely will. And the rest of the lineup, in fact, we're going to give Smith Rowe, I say drop. We're going to give Smith Rowe a break and play a 5 then of Rice, Kessie, Alfonso, Sane, Gnabry, and Vlahovic remains up front. Again, a few players lacking match sharpness, but if there's a game to do this in, it's probably this one. You may have noticed a few younger names on our bench, I realise, as well. Players like Berisha, 16 years old, came through our intake. There weren't many good players through the intake. Players like Sawyer, obviously, from last year, pretty good. And Kea is back here as well. Recalled him after a loan spell. With the Werner dismissal, I sold him. I thought I'd change things up a little bit. So we've got some youth coming through. Again, in Glory Hunt, they're kind of pointless, but again, you're buying. So you've got about 23 players that are world class. You don't have to worry about it. All right, then. Playing aside here, they're pretty good. Andre Silva is dangerous. The media have given us a lot of credit lately. So go out there and put on a worthy display. We will. Imagine if I just spoke like that all the time. As there's some lovely Bundesliga-based graphics there for us all to enjoy. Leipzig versus Bayern. Here we go. All right, so looking around the league then, Cologne. Did Cologne lose? Have they played today? I can't, either or. I can't, no, they've not played yet, I don't think. They've got a game in hand on us with a late kick-off of the evening. As Arnold, with a set piece played in, brilliant header away from Mukiele. So we're playing a rotated 11. We could have played this in a cup game and probably would have done had we weren't going for the German Cup, of course. Whereas the league, we've got this points advantage. We're going to try and make the most of the fresh legs. I really like Hedera that plays in this team for Leipzig. I've had him in saves before. He's a really good player. He's the sort of player that would probably fit in here at Bayern, as that from Kessie is a brilliant pass. And with the pace of Alphonso Davies, he's always going to get there. Lots of players in the middle. There's Alfonso. Only his 5th goal this season, but a goal that was worth scoring. 15 minutes gone. Bayern lead 1-0 away at Leipzig. This here would give us a 14-point lead over Leipzig, of course. If they win their game, still only a 9-point lead over Cologne. But to drop a 9-point lead when you're Bayern at the top of the league, it feels like something that can't happen. So that's what we're hoping for. As Gardeval, or Gardeval, different player, is on that left-hand side, headed away by Rudiger. Again, similar to Hoffenheim, though, we are a little bit vulnerable. It's almost like our wingers don't do enough defensively, as Eva Nilsson gets the goal, and it's 1-1. Does the cross come in here because we don't put enough pressure on the ball as it goes out to here? Like, I'm just thinking the way in which Gnabry sort of goes towards it, but then defensively doesn't do enough of a job. Doesn't get close enough. I guess he's not too far away. It's a great cross. It's a really good header, which Mukiele has to defend. And if he wants to be a wide centre-back, he'd be heading that away. All right, we're going to play faster. Going positive. We'll encourage because it's 0-0, but a draw, sorry, 1-1. But of course, we're in a highlight now. So only if they concede, then it's better for us to encourage. If we score, my players will hate that. How dare you encourage us after scoring a goal? How wrong of you? As Andre Silva, some nice hold-up play. He's another player, actually, like Vlahovic, that would be good in this sort of set aside, actually, as Mayer gets in behind. Where are we here? Controls the ball nicely, pulls it back to the edge, goes in. Oh, my goodness me, how it's not going in. I mean, it should have gone in. Neuer looks completely dumbfounded. There is a speed issue with Neuer. I don't know if that was part of it, but it does become apparent to me quite often. Interesting in this game, no Salah, and we are not. That's not his new name. No Salah, and we're not nearly as good or as threatening in attack. I'm actually going to go. We're going to pull out the Milan tactic. We're going to go. Vlahovic is the pressing forward. Alfonso is the advance forward, and see if we can try and change this. Smith Rowe is also going to come on because I don't really think Gnabry's had a particularly good game. We'll just see. As I've said the wrong thing, so I'm an idiot. It's see if we can pull this back. Again, this tactic is built for goals, so. Okay, Neuer with a brilliant save. Was it a save or did he just miss? It looked like he tipped it round. When I say a save, a tactic's built for goals, and then that happens, makes me very nervous. All right, we're at 1-1. We'll encourage the boys. Half an hour to go. I mean, a point here is fine, but a win is absolutely what we want. As Rice's ball inside is so poor, but the clearance is a little bit rushed, and our Rudiger trots forward with it. We could play with Lucas Hernandez here, I realise, but Rudiger starting for us. Mbakano into Kessie. The run, nearly from Achille was pretty good. They bring it away, though. They've only really got this one point of attack when they come forward. They have to wait for runners, so they're holding the ball up here really well. They do it so efficiently. Then Arnold and Hedira, and suddenly you're 2v2 at the back, and Maya running forward with it. Options in the middle, they're so open. Where are we? It's a brilliant goal, but where are we? Is that our midfield just not getting back, or is that just Leipzig being really good? We are way off it right now. Blimey, in some of these games against the better sides, we are just not as, it's so weird. We destroy all the other teams. It's like, because we're so good against those teams, they sit back off us. Teams like Leipzig are going, we're just going to come for you, and they find so much space. Do we now? What? I didn't do it last time, and I'm debating doing it this time to take control of the midfield. We talked about it, right? Kimmich is going to come on for Alfonso. We're going to put Vlahovic in the centre, and then Kimmich is going to sit in like a anchorman type role. I quite like that because it allows the wing backs a lot of freedom. And we're just going to try and take control of this midfield and stop that sort of attack happening. We didn't do it against Cologne last time. We're trying to learn from our mistakes, but obviously we're trying to learn at 2-1 down, which is not very smart. We're trying to play positively. We're trying to get something going here. It's just not happening. Sane on a 6.3 is a joke. I can't get anything out of him again. Zakarian's going to come on. Him and Smith Rowe are going to actually change places. Is there a goal in this? Is there an equaliser? Or are we once again fallible against these good sides in Germany? We've lost, no coincidence now. Again, we've lost to the two teams chasing us. We're lucky that we're good against all the other teams. It's just the lack of performance. Vlahovic, 6.3. Smith Rowe, 6.5. Like, great. Like Sane, was it Sane? Yeah, Sane went off with a 6.3. Gnabry with a 6.5. Wet boys, without Salah, again, we're a joke. I can't even say we should have won the game. We're just not good enough. All right, and now we play a Real Madrid side that will have seen that game and be thinking to themselves, with the win out of this quite yet. There's a 4-goal advantage, which we're fortunate for, because on current form, based on what we've seen in the 2 games today, way off it. And Salah is still not fit to play. He can't come back 3 to 11 days. He's not going to be here for this. All right, the cup draw to come, and we will face one of 3 teams that we don't really like. Oh, okay, well, it's a classic matchup. We will face Dortmund in the semi-final. I don't know when it happens, but I suspect it'll be close to being the next episode. We're pretty close to the climax. If we just click that again, pretty close to the climax of the league at this point. That defeat to Leipzig, by the way, is so poor. Who have they dropped points against? See, that makes me curious. Had a difficult spell here. Eintracht Frankfurt, Hamburg, Berlin, Leverkusen. Their teams we beat quite comfortably, and then when they face us, they're on a really good run, but when they face us, they just get the better of us. That second goal was really nice as well. I won't be annoyed about it, but it was really good. Oh, we just got the intake. We just got a new intake of players in at Bayern. It's dreadful. It's so bad. Wow. I don't think you'll find a Bayern youth intake as bad as that. I'm just going to pretend it hasn't happened. Did Milan get theirs? When did Milan get... I shouldn't do this really, because it's only going to make me sad. No, Milan don't have theirs yet, although there's... maybe they have. They've got a player called Danny Senior who looks okay. Well, let's face it, team. I don't expect to win. Real Madrid right now are second in the Bundesliga, in Serie A, very much in battle with Barcelona. Would you say it's pretty close? Meanwhile, I'm just looking at elsewhere at this point now. City are doing the business. PSG running away with it, and Milan fourth. Oh, I don't like to see that. Fourth in Italy. I'm not sure what tactic to go with, really. Do we stay with this 4-2-3-1 that against good teams we seem to get picked apart against? I mean, I say this, it worked the first time. Right, we're playing it again because it worked the first time. All right, but just based on how bad Sane was, as if I say this as if Gnabry was any better, we're going to play Gnabry on this side instead, just so we can get Smith Rowe in. And let's just see then. I mean, we need a performance here just to make sure that we hold a little bit of respectability. The rest of the side at this point does kind of pick itself, although I'm going to go with the natural left foot of Hernandez actually, next to Meccano. Kimmich back at right back, Davis as normal at left back. I'm just thinking we might make them fullbacks here. Put them on support duties, blimey. Put them on support duties and not have them push forward quite so much. I think that's probably the way forward to go. They'll still create, they'll still cross in and what have you, but it won't be as attacking. You can see a few changes then since the last game, and we don't need to win, but I'd like to win. Jota, Vinicius Jr. Of course, this is Redemption City for me. In a video, obviously I've already beat them now, but in a video, we need the opportunity. It would have been nice to have played Karius in this game, but we didn't get him in. All right, we're at home. Let's see how different, how Jekyll and Hyde this performance could be compared to the one we've just seen versus Leipzig. Hopefully, we showcase that actually we're capable of winning the Champions League. That would be nice to see. With the team that we've got, especially when Salah's fit, we are without doubt good enough. This is a very, very quality side. The fact is, I can't believe I'm managing them, really, as Hernandez plays it to Mbakano. And now it's a case of creating something. You can see Kimmich still supporting, but not quite as much. It forces Gnabry maybe to make a bit more of this himself. He finds Goretzka, who's in support. The two of them combine quite nicely. Kimmich, from a very difficult angle, puts a great cross in. It falls, it breaks, and it nearly is a goal. It's going to be a free kick, actually. Smith Rowe's been given offside, but early signs, good. All right, so far, 3 shots from us, keeping keeping Real Madrid extremely quiet in the game. That's a delivery. That's a great save from Courtois. It looks like to me that when they're not the home side, like Real have turned off here, and they're kind of happy to sit a bit more defensively and not just get embarrassed. This is kind of weird. But just right now, they're just like, they're not really in the game. They're having a lot of the ball, but they're not doing anything with it. They're just sort of casually controlling things. They've got Alaba and Fabian in the middle Fabian especially is such a great passer of the ball, but they're not being too aggressive with their passing. They finally are. They will probably concede. Ball played into the centre. Vinicius Jr., we've got to get around this and put a stop to things. It obviously makes our life a lot easier when they play that way. Kimmich, it breaks to Jota. There's an incident here. I'm not sure what. To me, that's a good goal. If you wanted 3 unconvincing matches as Bayern manager, by the way, this is those. Okay, it's been disallowed. I don't know what for. Jota's been given offside. We're going to find out why. Is it the first pass that goes through? Yeah, okay. Because from this next bit, he's not offside. Like, to me, I don't know, is that a good goal or not? That I think they've been a little bit hard done by. The chance doesn't even get noted down now as Casemiro's got himself sent off. Well, that is stupid, isn't it? What a silly decision to make based on the fact that they were, I wouldn't say they were in this game necessarily, but they're not now, and they're going to be in all sorts of bother. They've lost a defensive midfielder, ball played in. For us to score now on 40 would make this even worse. Kimmich back to Declan Rice, goes for goal. Oh, Declan Rice! The assist from Kimmich is his first goal of the season, and what a time to score it. A brilliant finish into the top right-hand corner from outside the penalty area. It's headed away, and the first time around, you're thinking, oh, mate, have a go. Plays it to Kimmich, gets himself the extra space, and the finish, blimey, that is phenomenal. 1-0. That might be up there with goal of the series for me. That was really nice. To get it past Courtois as well, who's a big old boy. Yes, they're down to 10 men. Yes, that probably would have had a little impact, but I don't know, it was a set piece, maybe not. We've had a lot of shots, so I'm happy. It's every good night out, viewers, isn't it? Well, this now is the most uphill of uphill battles. You can see they're trying to change around where Vinicius Jr. is playing. It's not really working out for them. Kimmich on this near side. And this now, as an aggregate score at the very least, looks really good. If you're another European side, if this was me and I'm Milan, I'm looking at Bayern, I'm thinking Bayern have beat Real 6-1 on aggregate. Blimey. Forget the context of the red cards and things like this. And Salah played a big part of the first game as well. We look pretty strong still as Rice brings this forward. Buoyed by his goal, you'd hope, but that forward pass is not that good. And now Madrid, who again will be looking for pride now. If the game's gone, they surely want to show, even with 10 men, that they're not going to be taking the mick out of. And if to give him any credit, I think I was 4-1 up at this point last time, if I'm getting my timings right. So yeah, work to be done here. Vinicius Jr. still causing problems, still a threat, and I mean, we've got some questions to answer against better teams that just find that space to run through the middle of our midfield and defence. Like, you look at where Vinicius Jr. picks the ball up now. In theory, he's surrounded by 4 players. Goretzka, is he the man that should make a move here? I don't know. He's so concerned about the player there. To me, that's just wrong. The defenders should be getting closer. Midfielders should be getting closer and stopping that from happening. Whether against these better sides, we have to learn from this and to play someone there. The reason I bring this up, right, is towards the end of the season, we're going to have some big games against some sides that are going to cause us problems. So we have to be aware, especially in some of these Champions League games. We can't just let, especially quick, agile players, do this to us. It's been 2 games in a row now, and Hoffenheim were threatening with it as well. So not what you want to see, and especially when they've got 10 men as well. It should be routine defending for us, and it hasn't been. Alphonso Davies, though, on this left side, looking dangerous. It's going to drop nicely. Zakarian, it's a difficult angle. He's got 4 players in the middle, and Kimmich in support. To the back post it goes. Declan Rice is going to be there, gets it back, crosses it in. Is that going to count? I don't know. They're going to have another look at this. Is that onside or not? I genuinely don't know. I don't like VAR. I've said this many times. I hate the fact I don't just know. And if it's wrong, then I can accept it being wrong. But I can't celebrate taking the lead against Real Madrid at home in Munich, can I? I have to wait and see. Is it obvious? That's what's going to frustrate me. He sort of glides through the player. That's the FM match engine being bad, or graphics engine being bad. Not a fan. Blimey, I'm annoyed at my team. I'm annoyed at the officials. Whatever next. These are supposed to be fun, these videos. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm on tenterhooks of fury. Oh, Smith Rowe, brilliant pressing from him. He's been really good since I signed him in sort of a hap-dash kind of way. Great delivery into the middle. Can we rest players? I say he's been really good. He's currently on a 6.2. That left side, I don't know what to do with it. We're going to bring on Sane for a bit of redemption as well. As so far, then 2-1 up against 10 men at Real. They've not really been able to do much. They've controlled the game quite well, but when you've got 5 goals you need to score, it sort of doesn't matter. I'll be the one to tell them. Of course, this is our 5th season in Glory Hunter. We are still well within the chance of winning 3 trophies this season. We can complete Germany quickly and move on. We've got the World Cup at the end of this year. Of course, the international competitions tend to be very, very difficult. If we just were able to focus on them at the very end of Glory Hunter, how different might it be? You never know. As Neuer launches one clear towards Vlahovic, it's not his best work, and now Rice picks it up. Again, lots of players in the middle supporting as well with the fullbacks. It's funny, we changed them to fullbacks. We didn't necessarily need to, as he still goes pretty close there, because Real lost a winger essentially, because they had to change things up and take a winger off. It all got quite simple for us. They just put Vinicius Jr. up front, which I kind of respect. They're like, well, he's a problem. Deal with him, as they go close again. Alaba, former team, and he's still a threat in every single moment, it feels like. We've got to just hold on now for 2-1. And I don't know about you folks, but I want to see the draw for the next round. They're going to score here, aren't they? They nearly did. Flipping heck. It's funny, I'm all in on this season. Like, I'm in a weird spot, actually. We'll have to talk about it towards the end of the year. If we win the Cup and win the league, right, 2 things that we're definitely the favourites for, being Bayern. Do I want to be here to win the Champions League with this team? Because maybe. And what I'm saying is, if I don't win that this year, if it came to a second season, will I stay at Bayern to try and win it? We left Milan because we didn't think they were good enough. This team feels good enough, but the stress they cause, great save from Courtois, don't know if it's worth it. By the way, pro tip, in swinging corners are far better than out swinging corners on FM this year. Get left footers on the right side, get right footers on the left side, and aim for the near post. There's just Ben's tip of the day. And that's going to conclude as Galan at left back for them has had a bloody terrible time. That's how you handle a 2-legged tie. Is it? We'll take it. Next time we play in the Champions League, obviously we'll be a little deeper into the competition. We'll do both legs as well of that too. So there we are then. A good win. It feels like it wasn't great as our youth candidates. They're telling me to sign 3 of them. 3 of them that they don't even believe to be very good. They've basically told us it's a poor intake. When is the draw then for the next round? Is it ages away? Oh, it's the 20th. Really awkwardly on the 20th. Okay, well, because there's a game in between, we won't do it today. But let's take a look at who's gone through at the very least. So I've got an idea. We'll play through the Wednesday fixtures. So we'll see who we could come up against. Are Milan still in this? I feel like Milan might still be around. So these Wednesday fixtures, let's just get to these. That wasn't as impressive a 3 games as I was hoping it would be. Obviously, to go through in the Cup and the Champions League is fine, and to obviously win 2 games is good, but I would have wanted to do it far more convincingly than that, and that felt far from convincing. Speaking of convincing, City have just knocked out PSG, which is a major scalp, and Liverpool have demolished Lyon, so 2 very good sides from England. Of course, a place we're yet to go, doing the absolute business over there. Again, we're going to go to the Champions League. I think everyone will have played by now. I'm hoping so, unless it's next week, and that's why they haven't all played. Okay, so Inter leading against Barca at the moment. United beating Monaco, Arsenal struggling against Villarreal, and Valencia doing the business right now against a suffering Milan side. Elsewhere then, City, Liverpool, ourselves and Roma have already gone through, and next episode we'll find out what's what. We're very close to winning the league. The Cup is still up for grabs and the Champions League is still on. Until next time, the Champions League. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.